seconds remaining.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the WPC Ace. It's the tiebreakers for the West to see who gets to Shanghai, China. Alliance versus Sigma, already one game deep here as we just finished off Sigma versus Empire. A great game that was. Obviously, right now, Sigma, or Dogma, if you will, coming off of a loss. They've got to, of course, get a victory here against Alliance to keep their dreams to getting to China alive. Alliance, if they take this victory, they'll move on and face up against Empire to decide who goes to Shanghai. Thank you for joining us here on Beyond the Summit 2, guys. My name is Mont. It's been a pleasure casting for you this morning or afternoon or even evening, depending on where you are in the world, obviously. Got up, watched some, of course, great Chinese Dota with DK versus CIS, and then jumped into that next series, which was not too long after. But I gotta say, great Dota action thus far, guys, and already jumping into an Alliance, they get one of their favorite heroes, Aki and the Chen. And Alliance are just so good, it seems as if they know the exact kind of balance between team fighting and split pushing and kind of just what they need to do early on in the matchup. They play together as five so well, better than most teams. They have this synergy that's unheard of. Dogma, they can get to that. They look very strong the past couple of days. They've even taken games off of very strong teams like Alliance in the past couple of days as well. So really it comes down to the draft first and foremost, and obviously the laning phase to start things off. But as it stands now, Alliance, they get the Invoker. We'll see if S4 wants to play that in the mid lane. We'll have Chen going for Aki like I talked about already. We'll see what hero they want to give Admiral Bulldog in the off lane. We've seen Center before. They even banned up the Nature's Prophet, making sure not to give it to him. Obviously, Sigma makes sure to get rid of the Dazzle as well. Some interesting bans coming the way of Sigma, but they pick up the Bat Rider and the Doom this time around, so they have that available to them. Really nice, pick-off potential coming out from these two heroes alone. They kind of thrive on initiation and team fight as well. So really, it's going to be an interesting game like I talked about, obviously. Alliance, so impressive. Admiral Bulldog, one of my favorite players. Loto, a great carry. I mean, Alliance just plays together. On the other side of things, I've talked about how good MSS can be. Good guy. Talked to him a lot. Consider him a friend. Fata as well played pretty well in the past couple of days. They took some games off of Liquid yesterday in the ADL. Some great series there. Alliance coming off of a loss to Empire for the D2CL, I believe, but they're still, don't sleep on them. Do not sleep on Alliance. I don't think anybody actually is sleeping on Alliance. I don't know why you would. That'd be a questionable decision just because of how good they are and how good they've been. We've seen some really cool drafts from them as well. They like to pick up sometimes the Pugna, even DKs here and there. Obviously they like to go for the Chen like I talked about before. There's a couple other heroes that I'm missing that they utilize Disruptor really well as well. I mean, a hero that's very strong in the current metagame, and they can pick that up now as well as they need some supports, and Disruptor's good. Might be a bit greedy, I guess, depends, because he really thrives on getting that Static Storm early on and kind of having Arcanes if you want into like a mech or even into an Aghanim Scepter, but they're going to go for the Venge instead. Up against that Bat Rider. Swap is so nice to have, obviously, so Magic Missile, it's a lot of single target to deal with, though, so they're going to have to get their AoE from, other sources, essentially, and the Invoker can provide that with Quas Wex. So, this is a game Alliance, if they take,
10 seconds.
It's really going to come down to that last game with Empire. And that would be...
5 seconds remaining.
It's crazy to see how a trip that big can come down to a best-of-1 series against one of the top teams right now in Dota and Empire and how well they play. But as it stands now, they have to focus on this matchup and this matchup alone. Sigma are going to grab the Ancient Apparition, and Chilling Touch actually makes Doom somewhat formidable in lane if they decide to send him in like one of those side lanes. So they'll have Chilling Touch to go with. Ice Blast at level 6 is going to be huge. Obviously up against that Hand of God and mech that Chen is known for, that's going to be an issue, and I think that's one of the reasons why Sigma pick him. They go for that, but now Alliance, they pick up the Clockwork here. Admiral Bulldog, going to be hook-shotting all over the place. We'll see if he can channel his inner Bulba, or if he can make it his own kind of Clockwork. Sigma, they go for the Ancient Apparition Weaver combo. The amount of damage that you can pump out early in the game is absolutely disgusting, especially against the squishy heroes like Vengeful Spirit, and because Alliance have a Chen, if it becomes an aggressive try-in for Sigma, it's going to be difficult for them in that top lane. We'll see how things go. They make sure to take up the Rubik as they don't want to have telekinesis into, a send back with, of course, Chilling Touch doing a lot of that damage. You bring back whoever you telekinesis towards you. Weaver goes to town with Shikuchi and Jim at an attack, and all of a sudden you find yourself dead very quickly. A quick draft, though, and, a bit of a far cry from the last game and kind of how long it took to get everything going. Alliance certainly know what they want. They haven't used any of the reserve time right now. They're ready to go. They want to make sure they get this game going underway.
Turn to pick.
Sigma, with their tournament lives on the line, They'll do what they can in this game, and they've already got a good start with this draft. I think a lot of the issue with PyCat in that last game was maybe they just farmed too long. You either go for the Helm, the Dominator, or the Midas, and not both. And not to say that it's unheard of, but PyCat made it work yesterday as well, very, very, very well. But maybe, I don't know, it just seemed as if he wasn't quite there early enough. But also Empire just had a little bit more team fight than they did as well. So maybe not PyCat's fault necessarily. MSS trying to do some rat Dota, but in the end, it just wasn't enough. They were getting towers early on in the game, but they had like 3 or 4 Necros at the end, and it just didn't work out in their favor. So Sigma now, they'll go for a different type of strategy. There is some split push potential with that Weaver and Shikuchiing away if you need to, but for the most part, it's going to be all about team fight. Ice Blasts, Dooms, and Lassos that come out from Sigma, or Dogma, or whatever you prefer to call them at this point in time, because I don't think anybody really knows. They are under the tag of Sigma, and I think that might just be a formality. I'm not sure myself, but I don't want to make any statements or judgments that are baseless, so I'll refrain. There's 1 minute and 12 seconds left on reserve time for Alliance right now, and we'll see what they go for. We will see what they go for. With this last pick, they don't need to support, they need that safe lane farmer. We've seen Loda play a variety of heroes, and really, I think anything could go well for them, but they've got to pick something that might be a bit better in a defensive lane against that kind of aggression, because I feel like Sigma are going to put up another support and then head top and then do something like Bat Rider solo safe and do mid or vice versa. They go for the Death Prophet, though, which is actually, I feel like, a really good choice if they want to send it safe lane. There's a lot of options there. Crypt Swarm could be really nice to make sure they shut down any sort of aggression. If you get hit with 1 or 2 Crypt Swarms as a Weaver, you get very low very quickly. Ancient Apparition's not a tanky hero himself either. So suddenly Crypt Swarms become kind of an issue if they put him in that safe lane and if they have loaded farmingism. And it's one of those heroes that when they want to get online, especially if this is a Quas Exhort Invoker, all of a sudden your towers are going to be falling whether you like it or not, especially if you hit level 11 ultimate very quick. Level 6 not as much, but level 11 certainly. And Death Prophet's one of those heroes that has its place in the meta, but isn't really seen unless it's like one of these games. So plus silence is going to be really nice if Bat Rider jumps in, that AoE silence. The animation's a bit kind of slow for DP in that regard, but still, also against the Weaver too, you have to keep in mind that silence is Wreck Weaver, and one of the reasons why Death Prophet I think was picked here as well. So with Alliance in their style of draft, they have this potential to kind of, not necessarily take it late, but they could definitely team fight up against Sigma, because not only you're going to get hit up with the silence, you're going to get hit with Exorcism Spirits, and it's just going to be a lot of damage to deal with. But Doom also against that Death Prophet, and maybe we'll see the DP because of this build of Lincoln Sphere very early on. But they have control, and I like their lineup. Sigma, I like theirs as well, but it comes down to this next support pick, and it really should be a support here. With 16 seconds left to reserve time, they need some lockdown potentially, because early in the game they don't have anything. They've got an A with Cold Feet, but that's not going to help. No Dazzle available, there's no, obviously, Rubik, there's no Veno, there's no Venge. Obviously, Alliance have that. They go for the Earthshaker, and a hero that is very good at obviously controlling team fights, but can also kind of mismanage things and have a team fight go the enemy team's way if you block yourself in. Fisher's very strong. Obviously, Echo Slam very good as well, especially against a team with a lot of Forge Spirits, with a lot of Chen creeps as well. Necro units on top of that. So Earthshaker is a strong pickup. I'm surprised they didn't go for Sand King, who can kind of sit in the jungle and farm a bit better. But on that Dire side, or excuse me, on the Radiant side, they can block mid for whoever's sent there, and it looks like it'll be Fata. If they really want to, pull the creep wave back and have him get some decent CS up against whoever's going to go mid. And we'll see. I mean, it is going to be loaded on that Death Prophet, so I think they'll probably go safe lane with that. There might be that arbitrary potential coming out from Sigma. They haven't run it too often, but when they do, it usually is to success. Fots on the mid Bat Rider. He'll have a very quick Blink Dagger if he can get some decent CS. Up against S4, who I think is going to go Quas Exhort, but I might be wrong. I don't know. I'm not sure at this point, but we are going to jump into the game, and with a quick pause from PyCat. It seems like every time we jump into a game, it's PyCat pausing. At least for the majority of the games I've casted recently, with Dog in it. So here we go. Well, I guess we'll wait for the rest of Sigma to jump in here, as Misery and Pass are either AFK or just discussing which hero they prefer better. Whether that is, obviously, the Ancient Apparition or the Earthshaker. I'm not quite sure yet what they really want to do here. Nope. I've come to the conclusion that I'm just not going to understand anything that's said in Dota, especially from the EU scene. Doing tech labs, a lot of talk in Russian, and Got him being put in the dark, but that's alright. Obviously. It's not like we're ready to go anyways, but God, Alliance's like logo and banner, some of the sickest things ever. That A is just so nice. Team Dog, what's their banner like? Do they even have one? Or Sigma, I suppose it is now. Looks like no. So we're just waiting to jump into the game, as you can clearly see. And we talked about the draft, we talked about the heroes a bit, and MSS is playing the Doom, and it looks like he might go solo safe at this point. I'd be very surprised to see him not. And they'll try to maybe go for an aggro tri-lane, but I feel like that pick with Loda on the Death Prophet might deter them from that. And maybe they just want to shut down Admiral Bulldog, but shutting down a Clockwork's not easy, even with Cogs. Even with the lockdown they have, I mean, especially against the Cogs, I should say. It's very difficult. So, we will keep the game paused for a second. So like I said, I mean, I guess it really all comes down to the last game anyways. And if Empire can 2-0, then I don't think really these games matter all that much, but unless Alliance obviously can get a victory here, and well, then that last game against Empire becomes a very, very big deal. So Sigma, again, I like the aggressiveness that they've got with... I keep saying that it should be that aggressive trial, and I'd just be very surprised to not see that kind of damage. And they could definitely take down the Chen in the jungle if they wanted to, you know, go find him. Obviously, you can send the Chen down to the bottom lane and kind of do like a dodging sort of aggro tri lane with Loda and Aki as well as EGM, but there's plenty of time to theory craft, and that time is not now, as we are finally jumping into the game here as Misery as well as Possible jump in. And for Team Sigma in, or Dogma, Team Dog, Doggy Team, whatever you'd like to refer to them as. You've got Misery, he'll be up on the Earthshaker. Poss will be on the Ancient Apparition. Fata on the Bat Rider heading top currently, and Pycat will be on the Weaver. To round it all out, MSS on the Doom. Might be going mid, but it looks like he's just going to place a ward up first for Alliance. Strong Swedish team. Aki on the Chen, his favorite hero, one of them anyways. Admiral Bulldog on that Clockwork, the offlaner. S4 on the Invoker. EGM on the Vengeful Spirit, and we'll see Loda on that Death Prophet. Looks like... actually going for kind of a mid build for DP with 2 Tango shared and 3 GG branches. You look at S4, he actually didn't go for an Old Talisman or Blades of Attack. He just went for the Ring of Protection, which could signify that he's going top. They could maybe just kind of switch things around a little bit and not only confuse me, but confuse the rest of Sigma, as they're all up here looking for some potential targets, but they haven't warded anything just yet. They might ward the jungle of Chen, and I would not be surprised to see that. Poss has some sentries on him. There's our observers, obviously. One was on MSS. They used the other one in lane here. It looks like that is going to be nice to obviously dive whenever they want to, essentially, for the first 6 or so minutes. So that's a pretty aggressive ward to come out from Sigma, which kind of signifies that they are, in fact, doing this aggressive tri-lane. And you do see already Fata's head back to the mid lane. He is going to be going up against Loda right now. So Loda will pick up that very quick stick, I'd imagine, as soon as he sees that it is Fata mid. Down bottom, looks like, yeah, Aki's sitting here, and he knows that they might just be in his own jungle. They prefer to send EGM and Aki down here and have S4 farm as well. So they're actually going for a sort of aggro tri-lane, and like I thought they might, which means that Admiral Bulldog is solo top, and he should be okay, but there's a lot of potential to gank coming out from A, from Misery, as well from Pycat. So they're going to go first. They're going to go right in. Admiral Bulldog might get caught out. Fusher blocks him on the wrong side, though. Admiral Bulldog eating a tree, but that might not be the right way to go. He's going to cog up, taking a lot of damage. They can't get the kill. The first blood not going their way. Admiral Bulldog with great cogs, and then he pauses, which I hope is not a BM pause, but goodness. Maybe something going on with his mouse. Skype died. Looks like they're ready to go. Okay. Yeah, that's something we don't often see in the EU scene. It's more of an N8 kind of thing to pause there, and I'd be very surprised. He's a very mannered player, so... Admiral Bulldog getting caught out, staying alive, having to pop his salve, and now they know there's that aggro tri-lane. But now they also know that EGM and the rest of them are bottom, which means that they're going to be sharing a jungle with Aki and MSS, at least for a bit, whether they like it or not. MSS might head back to lane here, but as it stands now, S4 is going to get free farm, and we'll see if there's any rotations coming out from Pycat and the rest of Sigma. A nice dodge coming out from Alliance in terms of tri-lanes. Not a real surprise there. They didn't want to have to go up against Chilling Touch and what have you. Misery looking for rune. It looks like he's sitting on top of a haste rune right now, and that's the 0-minute rune mark. EGM and Aki, they've got a Dark Troll Summoner. They can potentially gank Fata. He does have Firefly, but Ensnare is very, very good for Aki right now. In fact, they have a Smoke as well. With EGM and Magic Missile, that's a lot of early game damage that they can do, and a Crypt Swarm if they hit it. But wrapping around, Misery picking up the Haste Rune. And they'll spot that out because they did have this Dire Ward here, so they know he's around. MSS staying alive down here, just kind of backing off and looking at jungle, at least for a bit. But EGM's going to run right into him and right-click him down, at least for a bit. He's got his Magic Missile ready to go if he wants to use it, but here comes Misery. Ensnare is up. Misery not using his, of course, Visher just yet, but EGM might get caught out. Can they block him? Taking a lot of damage from the jungle creeps. Misery ready to go? No, they decide to not go for it. And then the Devour coming through, MSS on Doom. And this is the issue. You could just devour a lot of those creeps of Chen. Zanaki won't be too happy, but he's already sitting at 600 gold, so no harm done just yet. And he actually found a Wild Wing. And if he can get some stacks going, he'll be in a really good position. He'll pick it up, maybe take some creep camps, then stack. But top lane, Battery Assault going, Pos getting caught up. There's the Chilling Touch, Shikuchi. The Cogs are going to go as well. Admiral Bulldog, nice angle there just to make sure that it cuts off the chase from the side of Sigma. So Pycat and Pos have to back off. And down to the bottom lane, EGM is still ready to go. But MSS is under the tree line, staying safe with that Dark Troll Summoner with the Devour. Ray's dead as well. Misery's just kind of made his way here, but they're not getting levels on at least Misery. EGM's level 2 already, which is something an Aki in the jungle can just get some experience in. Actually throwing up his Tornado on this small creep wave, this small creep camp, just to make sure he can get some more CS in. Magic Missile, Sunstrike's gonna fly, the damage is there, Misery getting body blocked, nicely done from EGM. Do they have enough? Trying to get through the trees, no can do. Aki with the first blood, nice Sunstrike coming out, and already they draw first blood just like that. EGM says, okay, he's right here, he's got no way to escape. We'll Magic Missile him, get a nice kill coming out with the right clicks, and obviously the Sunstrike coming through from the Invoker, who's Quas Exhort, who's not too far away, actually. S4 is in lane right here, but he is going for that Quas Exhort, like I talked about. Top lane. Admiral Bulldog he's getting some CS. He's actually looking for Pos again. Battery Assault's going to go through. He's just trying to force out Chilling Touch, or at least, you know, make them aware that he's there and that they have to deal with him. Pycat again, getting free farm, but as it stands now, he's still some CS behind S4 down in the bottom lane, who has rotated into an offlane role, or side lane, I guess you could say, as Loda's mid. And with Loda mid, he's got 18 last hits right now. He's got his boots up, he's got his bottle as well. Rune control, looks like Sigma are doing a nice job of controlling the runes. Misery's been heading top and just kind of sitting at the rune for a while. He can go back around. Looks like he's wrapping, maybe looking for Loda here, but still level 1 Fisher, so the damage isn't all that great. If you look at the levels right now, Fatsa's not 6, so he doesn't have Lasso. Heading to the bottom rune, Loda just wants to try to get some sort of rune control. It's going to be top, unfortunately, and that means Misery is going to contest it. Fatsa will pick it up, and now Loda has to continue to Bottle Crow as the game moves forward. So a bit of an issue. He does have Magic Stick, so he can get some Magic Stick charges going and get some mana from that, but yeah, he will have to deal with the Bottle Crow, which isn't that bad. EGM, Aki looking to go right now. They do have this Observer Ward coming out for the Radiant. MSS backing off, realizing, hey, I might not want to be here. They didn't smoke for this. They're going to wrap around. Fatsa still has Firefly. He's got the Regen Rune bottled up as well. And MSS is not too far if he wants to help out, but EGM's going to run right into him. The Salve is going. Now they're going to try to turn an Aki here. Fatsa with the Firefly going through. They want EGM now. That's who they're going to focus on. Magic Missile is up. Sunstrike. Fatsa taking that damage, getting very low. Aki wants to clean up, but he cannot. Regen's going to get popped, and maybe now they're going to try to turn around and bait this. Fisher not blocking them in, sadly. Fire, Flame Break going in. Now Misery trying to fight with his right clicks. A big engagement happening early on, but nobody dead just yet. Fatsa might get Crypt Swarm here. Loda's got no mana for it, though. He's just going to get right-click down. They'll all back off. Nice play from Loda to make sure that his teammates survive and almost getting that kill. S4 with that Sunstrike. Level 3 Exhort right now, so that does some damage. You saw Fatsa come close to death, but he had that regen rune, luckily. Oh, MSS. No. EGM gets the Magic Missile mana canceled. The clarity was going, and he almost had Magic Missile, but not quite down. Or, excuse me, up in that top lane, rather. Admiral Bulldog getting dove, but he's actually level 3 right now, maybe having not the best time experience-wise. Pycat setting at level 5 here, so he's getting zoned out pretty effectively. And that's something at least that they're doing to shut him down. But once again, he's one of those heroes that once he hits level 6, he'll start participating in fights and ganking with hookshot and what have you. Or at least he should. I mean, we'll see. He might want to get some more farm in that top lane, especially if they leave, but Pos might wrap around again. They might try to go for another kill. Pycat getting close to 6 and can be a bit more aggressive with it. Unless he gets cogged and loses some of his mana. Fatsa gonna grab an Invis Rune, 1,200 gold in the bank for the Bat Rider. Just gonna go straight into a Blink Dagger, I think. EGM. He's got the Vengeance Aura early. We'll see if he keeps 1 point into that and then maxes his wave after his Magic Missile, or if he decides to go for the Vengeance Aura to get that early game damage for his team. And he's not in lane, and that's kind of the problem. Vengeance Aura will push out a wave, but he hasn't really been in a lane the entire game, so there's no point in not having it, I suppose.
Dire's top tower
Midas
is
done
under
again
attack.
for Pycat, item that he clearly loves, and no surprise there. I mean, it's Midas Gaming. Even with that 1550 recipe cost, it's still pretty nice to get it and just try to
Dire's
control the pace of the
structures
game. But
are
all the
fortified.
while, S4 picks up his as well.
Dire's
That'll fly
top
out to him right
tower
now.
is
And
under attack.
mid lane, Flame Break pushing EGM back. Aki's got Test of Faith to send it back home if he needs, but now Fatsa getting caught up. They've got the Sentry Ward. Fatsa getting low, got a bottle up, and he will survive with that one bottle charge. He'll TP back home, thanking his lucky stars. He's getting very close to that Blink Dagger. Dying now would be very, very detrimental. Loda will actually take that bottom tower as they pop the Exorcism for it. So S4 as well as Loda going to town, not even using Forge Spirits. No rotations coming through, and all of a sudden, while there's action happening mid, they rotate a hero down bottom, they take the tower, and they go from there. MSS is getting mid lane experience and farm, 1,000 gold in the bank, but he's had a bit of a rough time. He got caught out down in that bottom lane. I mean, not much he could do there. No deaths to his name just yet, but he's not exactly getting the experience. I mean, EGM and him are tied in experience right now, and that comes down to, of course, EGM just sitting in mid lane and farming. Top lane, though. This tier 1 tower looks like they want to go for a trade, so already 2 tier 1s down in this game. Pycat gets that last hit, which will increase his farm by a decent amount. Bulldog still wants experience, still trying to get level 6, and if we look at the levels right now, the big issue is actually Misery, who's only level 2, and this is kind of a problem with the Earthshaker. Every time he's roamed, he's either died or not gotten something going for his team, maybe missed the block, or really just hasn't worked out in his favor. So Misery, he needs to get some levels, and maybe he'll sit mid to get them right now, whereas S4 is level 8, and with the Midas, that'll only increase as the game moves on. Pycat's going to be a big issue as well. Probably going to go right into that Lincoln Sphere potentially. But against what, though, is the question. Against Magic Missile, potentially, the swap as well. Now, bottom, S4. Cold Snap. Misery doesn't walk uphill. Doing a bit of damage. Misery has to back. He's taking a lot. They cannot grab the kill without Cold Snap or Forged Spirits. And he's I mean, Cold Snap on cooldown now. Almost grabbing the kill. Sunstrike used as well, but no damage from Forged Spirits as they're not used up just yet. So, S4, I don't think I've seen him use them yet, but he can if he really wants to. And EGM is going to run back down to the bottom lane, and of course that means the load is going to be back mid. So, and just like that, it's all about getting your support some levels in this meta, I think. Send EGM mid, get him some levels, get him close to level 6. There's no point in keeping him at level 2 like Misery is for, you know, however long. Going to ward up right now, and with Alliance playing the way they are,
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
they're in a position where they could, I think, take this game pretty handily. Even if Pycat starts getting out of control, it's very squishy against Exorcism, and that's one of the problems I feel like for Sigma. S4 getting a lot of levels, 1 level away from having 2 Forge Spirits up right now, and really going to be nice to have that. Pycat, 2100, so Ultimate Orb is purchasable, and you might buy it from the side shop. He's just sitting here. Yep, and he will go for it. Not even going for boots. Lasso's up on Loda. Fisher as well. Loda getting caught out. He'll fall. Misery providing the kill there with the Fisher. Finally getting to be a part of something, and that'll provide him level 3, almost level 4 as well. But EGM's wrapping in the backside, and he's actually alone, so he's got to be careful. Now, hookshot coming in from Admiral Bulldog in the mid lane. Sunstrike as well. Fata about to get blown up. Will he go down is the question. The flare cleaning everything up. Admiral Bulldog participating in these ganks. Magic Missile going through. Now there's going to be the Wave of Terror, but not enough to get the kill. And that's what I'm talking about. Level 6, jump in, start fighting. Admiral Bulldog now, he won't even have many mana issues because he's going for that Blade Mail as well. So already providing a kill for his teammates. Now they're going to work on the tier 1 tower. They've got some Chen creeps here. They've got the Vengeance Aura, they've got S4. Still, his Forged Spirit's now pushing things out. It seems like he's actually using the Forge to bring the creep wave away. Smart play coming out from S4. TP's coming through, the reactions, fortification already used. Misery wants to fight with the Fisher. The last hit goes to S4. Now they're going to blink in. Nice block coming through the Flame Break as well. The Cold Feet, S4 maybe in trouble. Lasso not going. Cold Feet's going to bring him down with Doom getting the kill on the right click, but Exorcism doing work. It's only level 1. Loda continue to chase. The Crypt Swarm just off the mark on pause. Might have gotten the kill if it connected. And now they'll back off as soon as this Exorcism goes down. So they take the tower, but they do lose S4. Still an okay trade, I think, coming up for Alliance. Fata, though, now that he has his Blink Dagger online, he's ready to go. He's ready to fight. He's got that Lasso on cooldown for only 1 more second here, and then he can jump on some heroes. Paz has got to head back home. We'll see him go probably towards an Aghanims. All right, well, when I say probably, I mean, listen. Anytime there's been an ancient apparition in a pro game, and I think, I'm not sure how true this stat is, but at least from the majority of games I've casted and watched, it's always an items that you go for on the ancient apparition, so wouldn't be surprised to see that. Mid lane, Chen is going to send Loda back home just to get some mana real quick and go from there. He's going to pick up his Gloves of Haste potentially. Maybe going to be turned into a Midas, I'd say. Go for another item. That's going to really help, though, because, like I said, level 11, level 2 Exorcism you value very highly. Even more so level 3 Exorcism. So getting there is going to be pretty important. EGM, though, going to look to try to find Pycat here. Magic Missile, 4-step further. Oh, there's going to be the Sentry. Shikuchi, doesn't matter. There's the Cold Snap. Pycat trying to time-lapse, cannot. The animation getting caught short there because, of course, EGM with the Magic Missile and the Cold Snap coming through from S4 to combine up to get that kill. And suddenly Pycat now down for 25 seconds. This is something that is really big. Stop him from farming. Hookshot, missing that mid lane. Admiral Bulldog going for it now on cooldown for 66 seconds. Pretty low cooldown, 70 seconds. Not that bad for an ultimate early on in this game. And of course level 3 is 40, so. And then you get an Aghanims. But they do have the medallion. They'll probably just jump into Roche right now. And without Pycat up for 3 seconds, who knows if they can go for this. Fata, he's got Lasso and Blink. They're going to smoke up and try to defend. Paz is level 6 as well. Ice Blast is going to make this maybe miserable coming out for Alliance. They've got to be careful. Chen doesn't have his Buckler just yet. He has Hand of God, but it's not going to matter if they get Ice Blasted, like I talked about earlier. TP's coming through from Loda. Ice Blast is going to fly and off the mark on everybody but some creeps. Fisher's going to go. Block is missed. And now it looks like Alliance have free reign to take a fight if they want to. Hookshot still on cooldown for 25 seconds. Fata already used his Firefly. It's about to go down. Counter War now coming out from EGM. That's a big deal. Control this Roche Pit. That's exactly what they want to do. Pycat and the rest of them don't want to give this up, though. Alliance are kind of scurrying around the Roche Pit here. They're not really sure if they want to go in just yet and try to take it. And the Exorcism is going to get popped, which pretty much signifies that, yes, they want to go for it. With the Medallion up, there's, I don't know anything that the rest of Sigma can do, especially with the Exorcism. That means that S4 grabs the Aegis. They're going to smoke up immediately afterwards. Admiral Bulldog has his hookshot ready. Can he find Pycat? Can he find anybody for that matter? He's going to run right into Pycat right now. Maybe looking for a hookshot, decides against it. Exorcism still going for Loda. Maybe they wait to fight for another 90 seconds or so until that's up again. Like I said, he could go for that Midas. He's got enough money for it, but he also has regular just Gloves of Haste here, which could be turned into a couple of other items here. Blade Mail now done for Admiral Bulldog as well, so that is a huge item for him. Against Bat Rider, against Pycat if Shikuchiing, even against the Ice Blast and what have you. So, speaking of Pycat, I'm not sure where that Sunstrike landed, but I did miss it there. Wave of Terror coming through. They just missed out on Fatu TP back home, but now it looks like they want to go for Tier 1 Tower top, but Sigma don't want to hand this over for free. And Death Prophet Ultimate is down for 49 seconds, so at some point, they've got to try to defend one way or another. And that point might be right now. But Pycat's still farming mid. He used, of course, his Midas. Maybe heads top next. Paz can just throw out his Ice Blast at any point. Pycat actually needs to be there, but he has no TP now, so it looks like they've kind of just maybe thought about giving this tower up. I mean, it's taking a lot of damage. Ice Blast is going to come through. It looks like it's going to hit on 3. Loda, Aki, and S4. S4 still has that Aegis, so he's not too concerned. Ice Blast did a bit of damage, but not enough to really stop this aggression, at least. Flame Break on S4, taking some damage there. Fatsa, maybe the one to initiate. MSS, he's got his Midas now, but he's been kind of a non-factor this entire game. Pycat going to try to trade mid. Very good at split pushing on that Weaver. Nice Fisher coming in. If only he had a Blink to Echo, or even had level 6 for that matter, as he's not quite there yet. He's only 5, so nice amount of damage coming through, but Alliance take the tower and will back off. What does this mean for the Tier 1 tower mid? It looks like they're going to defend it with S4. That means Pycat maybe has to be a bit more careful. So now with 7,000 net worth, S4 sitting on his Midas, his Force Staff, his Boots of Speed. We'll see if he goes for Necro or if he goes for another item instead. Not going for Treads or maybe Bots. Bots could be pretty good in that regard. EGM now backing off, and Urn is up with Tranquilus alongside. So he's playing very well. He's getting a lot of farm for support. You look at him right now, he's doing pretty well. He's actually above the Chen here, who, well, he does have his mech, so now Chen and EGM are, Aki and EGM are pretty farmed in terms of supports, where Misery and Paz are not so much, no. So. Yule Scepter is going to be the choice now coming out for the Death Prophet. And this is a really great item. Just throw yourself up into the air while your Exorcism is going and just kind of go to town. He only needs, actually, he's got it ready to go. His Void Stone I was going to say, but it's in his inventory now. So Yule Scepter done for Loda. Aegis is gone in 3 minutes, and they've already taken one Tier 1 tower with it. Maybe they can look for another. But there's no Tier 1 towers available, so Tier 2's got to be the next choice coming out for Alliance if they wanted to do anything. Or Smoke of Deceit gank, maybe. Pycat still farming away, only has 1 death to his name, which isn't that bad. Fatsa trying to get to his 4 staff now. He's getting close. So, we'll see. Chen Army coming down to this bottom rune spot looking for something. Nothing there. 60-minute rune was taken. Was the regen picked up by Fatsa, I believe. Level 2 swap is a big deal for EGM, though. We'll see if he can get enough experience in either fights or just getting some experience in the lane to provide that level 2 nether swap, because that's going to be really important to have. I think more so than most of the ultimates in the game. That long range, so nice to have against the last. So they're going to smoke up, they're going to head top, but immediately TPing out. MSS and Misery. I think they smoked right on top of this ward. Yeah, they did, I'm pretty sure. So, they'll get caught out of position. That means, well, no harm done there. 100 gold down the drain, but not a big deal. For Alliances, they'll continue to work on this Tier 2 tower, or at least maybe think about pushing in. They're going to smoke up and... Everyone's playing very cautiously, like you'd expect from Sigma right there. Now, there's no way they're going to get caught out of position, not after they saw that smoke happen. So, S4, the rest of EGM, and Admiral Bulldog are ready to hook in, but now it looks like they're ready to defend for Sigma. They have Ice Blast up, they have, well, Echo Slam, which is, he just hit level 6 not too long ago. And they also have EGM and what have you for Alliance, maybe pressuring top. But that means Pycat and Fatsa are looking for bottom. And I think what they're going to do here is, well, they could have baited Fatsa into the trees, forced the TP back, and then have him blink last, but it looks like he's just going to work on this tower instead. Tier 2 tower top getting obliterated by the spirits, both ghosts as well as Forge, so looks like they'll take a free Tier 2 tower, at least free for the time being. They can TP back, but they want to keep this exorcism going. They'll mech up, they'll work on the Tier 3 right now in Alliance. Already doing some damage here. Fortification was used, so suddenly this Tier 3 tower falling kind of low. Fisher's up, Loda taking damage. He does have a bottle. He's also got his Yules to save his own life. Tier 1 tower now taking bottom for Pycat. The Radiant actually getting it. They're going to send Loda back home. He'll run up Crypt Swarm real quick and then just go back to base. Lincoln Sphere now up for Pycat. No boots of speed or anything along those lines, but with the Lincolns, he can play a bit more aggressively, but no damage items just yet coming out for the Weaver, which would be nice to have, obviously. So, bit of Tier 3 tower damage taken. I mean, one more Exorcism and a good fight going their way, and they can take a Tier 3 tower, maybe even a set of racks already. And it just seems like Alliance, they're comfortable with this kind of playstyle. And now that they have a Necro 2 on the on S4, that means that they can definitely try to push in very soon with a Necro 3, which he's close to. And I thought he might go bots. I wasn't sure if he was going to pick up that Necro, but it looks like he does go for it. He's got 4 Exhort, 4 Nequas, 1 into the Wex, just to make sure he can use that Deafening Blast. But now, Blink Lasso off the mark, Cold Snap, Hookshot just misses his spot to force himself away, making sure he gets out of a bad position. Admiral Bulldog just off the mark there with that Hookshot, just a bit too late, unfortunately. Could have caught him out of position, but now Thoughts back off, Hookshot down. Fatsa still has Blink and Lasso ready to go, and he wants to use it, but you look at Alliance, they're going to keep doing this. They're going to keep grouping up. They're going to keep pressuring towers down until they grab a Tier 3 or more. And they know they have the advantage right now. If you look at the gold graph, and I actually haven't checked this entire game, there's a 2,000 gold lead, almost 3,000 going their way. Experience-wise, only about 1,500, but this Tier 2 is melting to the Forge Spirits and Exorcism, just going down so fast. Flame Break's going to fly through. On top of that, if you get caught out, you've got the Wave of Terror. But now, Blink, Lasso, maybe. Nice Yules coming out from Loda. Ice Blast is going to fly. That'll push them back. They don't want to keep going. Admiral Bulldog still no Hookshot ready to go. Almost getting caught out, though, is Loda or EGM. Oh, boy. That was close. Loda with an excellent Yule Scepter just to save his own life now. He's stayed at level 11 for a while, but level 12, hard to get to. The experience required is a lot more than most levels, I think. Level 12 to 13 is even a bit quicker. Now Pycat, the rest of Sigma are going to run down mid, but they're only sitting right now on 1 Tier 2 tower, and that's bottom. And it looks like, as you can see, Alliance, they're making their way down there, and they're ready to go. But unfortunately, you look at what Sigma's doing. They want to go for this Tier 1 tower. Loda's actually invis up. No Exorcism. He's going to be going for an Equibook himself. Misery's ready to fight with that Echo, with Fisher maxed out as well, but Pycat just wants this tier 1 tower. They're going to wrap around from the side. They're ready to fight. The Centaur might initiate things here. A silence from Loda could be critical. We'll see who gets engaged on. Fatsa blinking away. No, lasso on Aki. Nice swap. Hook shot. Cogs onto 2. He gets pushed out. Bulldog getting low. Pycat time-lapsing. 1-for-1 trade. S4 is doomed up. Age is not there, but the test of faith, that brings MSS down. Pos getting chased by Aki. Do they have enough lockdown? TP away. EG, magic missile. Pos, you're not going anywhere, my friend. That is a 3-for-2 trade, and a couple of ultimates wasted. Nice hook shot from Admiral Bulldog. Getting a couple into the cogs there, providing a lot of that damage and initiation. Fatsa with the lasso, providing a bit of lockdown as well, but the immediate swap from EGM. On point. He was ready. He was waiting the entire game for that swap in. He hit it. Exorcism's going to go now. No fortification again. Pycat will take the tier 2 down in that top lane. But this tier 3 falling a bit low. They'll mech up as well. Fatsa with no lasso up for another couple of seconds here. About 18, in fact. Pycat's going to run at them. They still want to keep this tier 3 live. Now silence is up. Nice play. And they send him back as well with Aki. Even if he got caught out, he would have been sent back with the test of faith. So, nicely done. Aki now backing off. EGM as well. And they accomplished a great deal, I think, in that last push. Just putting on some tower damage and most of all getting kills. And this game has felt a bit more high octane than it actually is, with 4-6 the score. A bit low scoring in terms of kills. But a lot of pushing, a lot of close fights, and our first team fight, our first real team fight, I think, coming mid about a minute or so ago, which provides, actually, the gold lead is even right now. Because Sigma were able to push down some tier 2 towers, everything is going pretty much swimmingly for both sides. 2,000 experience now for Alliance, but the thing is, like I just talked about, the one thing that Sigma are missing are obviously some hits on the tier 3 tower, where Alliance, they've got obviously 2 tier 2s left up, ready to go. The last one only here down in the bottom lane for Sigma, so Roshan will probably be the next objective. A bit long, actually. I think that was almost a full duration Rosh. I'm not 100% sure. It's a minute away from respawning, I believe. Tier 3 towers, they've taken a beating, but they're not done yet. Loda and the rest of Alliance are down here in this bottom lane, ready to go. At least try to push this tier 2 in, but that means that Pycat's getting more room to farm. And, well, his first real item, besides that Lincoln Sphere, is going to be coming soon, you'd have to imagine. What about MSS? What does he have? This solo safe lane Doom had a rough time. Midas, Drum, Phase, and a Plate Mail. Shiva's Guard, probably the next choice for him, but going to be a while before he picks it up. The Recipe and, of course, the Mystic Staff is what he needs. Now the Chen Creep's getting caught out. There's a Devour. And this poor Dark Troll Summoner running for his life, but he gets just cleaved in the back by MSS, essentially with that giant sword of his. So rip the Chen army, but also rip this tier 2 tower bottom.
Bottom tower.
And that means that now the last of the outer tower is gone. And with Roshan and Aegis, they go for maybe another fight, but it looks like they want to push in. Here they go, Alliance. Level 2 Exorcism, Necro 3 is up as well. They want to continue to put pressure on these towers. Big Blink Echo, big Fisher, Hand of God, but the Ice Blast went now. Alliance taking damage, however, only one to fall. That's going to be Misery. Loda getting low. There's going to be 2 to shatter immediately. Who else can they get? S4 getting caught out of position. Paz is going to right-click him down. He'll get the double kill. Still chasing. Aki got doomed. What a defense coming out for Sigma. Alliance were not anticipating that Blink Dagger coming out from Misery. I don't think I was either. That was shocking. Excellent Earth Shocker, excuse me. Echo Slam coming through. Getting my abilities mixed up, but Ice Blast to connect as well. I'm not sure how far away Paz was, but it was a decent bit because the radius on that Ice Blast was about that big, so I'm imagining he was somewhere top lane. Either way, that's a big fight. Now they have more room for Pycat to farm. He's got almost 4,000 gold. Big fight. They only lost 2 as well. One of those being Fatsa. He brought in S4 with the lasso. Big fight going the way of Sigma. So the game's not done yet, despite Alliance putting the pressure on early. Now there's a bit of a gold lead. Only about 1,000 going for Sigma. That's negligible at best. 4,000 experience lead for them, and that's huge. You look at experience-wise, the only one really lagging behind is Misery, and he's been that way for the entire game, but Pycat is ahead by 3 levels. He's level 16 already. So this Weaver is gonna, if not already, become a nuisance. Blink Dagger now up for the Venge, so Blink swap ready. Still trying to get to that level 2 ultimate, but almost there. Pycat split pushing top, Shiva's Guard now done for MSS, and finally gets that first real big item for himself. He does have Frost Armor, so armor reduction was kind of an issue with Wave of Tear, with Forged Spirits, with Medallion as well. They have Shivas and now they have Ice Armor as well, but MSS getting Yules, they're not going to try to go for a kill there. That's a Deso now done for Pycat at about 26 minutes in, and pretty good timing for the Weaver player here. However, Alliance again with the Medallion going to look for Roshan. Well, the rest of Sigma maybe looking to at least pressure the tier 3 top or push it in, but wow, that felt quick. The Ice Blast coming through, catches Loda, catches Admiral Bulldog. Loda picks up the Aegis this time around. None for S4, sadly. He'll be content with just a 4 staff as well as that Necro 3 and even Ghost Walk, but now with an Aegis and maybe the next Exorcism, Loda and the rest of the Alliance squad probably go for a set of racks here. Pycat gets silenced. They miss the Crypt Swarm. There's no follow-up. He has a Lincoln Sphere as well. Yules wouldn't obviously do much. The Spell Shield's still there. Alliance are going to group up, continue to farm, but there's not much they need farm for anymore. Maybe some more Necros. Loda's next item, which could be a Heart. He's already got his Necro 3, so it really comes down to throwing up the Necros and taking these tier 3 towers down, which are very low. Like I talked about already, I mean, they've taken some damage already. But Echo Slam did enough work with that Ice Blast coming through, and now the Aghanims is almost there for the A, plus level 2. Haas is getting some decent golden experience now. His net worth, he's starting to get up there. Chen obviously still ahead by only a bit. EGM as well with that Blink Dagger coming through. And now Alliance are going to group up, try to push mid. They've got some, they got a smoke going as well. They're just going to sit right behind Loda, look in the jungle. Everyone's back in the base with the exception of MSS who's TPing there, and Pycat is split pushing top. So they're getting ready to defend. They know Exorcism's going to come. That's going to be in about 18 seconds and counting. With that Aegis, we'll see how good Alliance's positioning is. Fata, fire flying up. Aghanim's done just in time for Pycat. Fisher flies through. Necro units are up. Tier 3 tower about to take a fall. The Forged Spirits and the Necro units alone doing work. Alacrity on the Necro Warrior. Now the Exorcism's going to fly. They want this range racks. Pycat taking top tier 3 tower. It's going to get forwarded at the same time that the Radiant does. Crypt Swarm going to continue to push this in right now. They want these racks. Pycat, he can't really do much there. He's not taking the tower just yet. Meanwhile, range racks go on. Melee racks. Lasso's up on Loda. Maybe in some trouble. He has the Aegis. Swap again coming out from EGM. Nicely played. He will go down for his teammate, but a good sacrifice nonetheless. Loda getting caught out. Gonna get sent back home by Aki. Lasso already used. TP from S4. They can't catch anybody else. Maybe Aki. Maybe Admiral Bulldog. Fata, his BKB. Nice and snare from Aki to keep him further away. But still, the Desolator strikes stacking up. The mech doesn't matter. Playing ring around the rosy. He will fall to Pycat, who jumps in. They lose their range racks. The melee racks can regen. Not that big of a loss just yet for Sigma, and they might get Admiral Bulldog, who they caught in a position. Shiva's guard is up. There's the Fisher. The right click will do the job, and MSS will clean it up with 2,700 gold in the bank now. So 3 dead for Alliance. Another great swap for EGM. This guy is on point, it seems, every game with 1 or 2 or even all of his abilities, really. Nether swap. This one has been used twice already just to make sure Loda or somebody else survives in a lassoed scenario. Fata is ready to blink lasso. He's got level 2 lasso at this point. Blink 4 staff BKB as well, which you saw in that last engagement. It's not a cooldown, obviously, but I don't expect Alliance to change what they're doing right now. I mean, they'll continue to pressure. Sigma will try to find fights that they can find, but they'll maybe lose a couple of racks along the way. But now that the Aegis is, well, actually still there for Loda, and should be for a while. I almost forgot that he survived that fight and got sent back home, and obviously the swap as well. So Pycat is getting dangerously farmed in. He's now going to pick up a DD rune, which is pretty disgusting amount of damage coming out for Weaver with Gem of Attack. That's kind of gross. Oh, the Necros, they're going all the way in. They're looking for this melee racks. Look how much damage it's doing. The regen is there. Pycat, he's got to take the backlash damage. The Necro Archer doing work as well. MSS a little outside the base, wasn't ready for it. Forge Spirit's going again. I'm not sure whose Necro that was. It was Loda's, I believe. Yeah, S4 still has his, so just a little bit of cheeky play coming out just to make sure they get that melee racks down a bit further. They'll focus on top now, it looks like, and maybe try to catch Misery out of position. He's got a Blink Dagger, and he's sitting in a pretty okay position now. They're not going to be able to catch him out. Loda, Exorcism, level 2, very close to level 3 Exorcism, and with that, that's a lot to fight into for Sigma right now. even with Fata and the Lincoln Sphere on him, the Blink, the Lasso, which a lot of the times that he's Blink Lassoed, the Lincoln Sphere hasn't been there, which has been the issue, I think. Level 16 now, Loda ready to go. They need the creep wave, it's about to come, and with that, the Necro is going to go as well, and they'll just pop the Exorcism. Here come the Ghosts, a lot of them. Fish is going to fly, the Flame Break as well. Nobody initiating just yet, but the Exorcism and the Necro units doing some work. They'll pressure the tower, but not do much to it. Pycat, they actually smoked up, and they're ready to engage and actually defend. Fata with the Blink Lasso, you've got to keep that in mind. You can bring somebody back and get a kill. They're not pushing it, there's no creep wave. There's the Alacrity, BKB, Lincoln's Lasso. Nice swap, EGM beforehand, he can't even get it off. They take the tier 3, Loda getting caught out. Blink, Echo, hookshot in, Hand of God. Loda falls, Aegis goes. Now Admiral gets shattered. They're looking for more. MSS, Magic Missile, S4, taking the damage, getting caught out. Doom is up on Aki. A 1-for-1 trade, buyback from the Doom. MSS back into it. Pycat, he's got a time-lapse and will. Triple kill going from S4. Getting frozen, cold-feeted, and blown up. Loda, the last to live. He might get killed. That might be a team wipe coming out. And Sigma might be doing this right now. They take a team wipe, they defend the racks as well. Nice kills coming out for the way of Sigma. Nice fight going their way. Big buyback coming in from MSS. Not even MSS, not even sure if he needed it. Pycat dishing out the damage. Big Blink Echo from Misery. He's level 11. That level 2 Echo doing work. The Ice Blast as well. Shattering coming through. Pycat's going to try to work on this tier 2 tower right now. And all of a sudden, Alliance had an okay shot of this game, it looked like, but now Sigma getting back into it. If Sigma can just continue to win these team fights, then defend the Raxes as well, maybe even get Roshan, all of a sudden this game becomes pretty winnable for Sigma, but EGM getting caught out, Geminid attack. There's a Blink from Fata, still trying to go. They might dive this. Nice swap for Admiral Bulldog. He says, listen, I'll just use Battery Assault. We can cox him up. He has time lapse. He's going to use it, but that's fine. We saved EGM's life. TP coming through from S4. Firefly now coming out from Fata. Still has that Lasso ready to go. Heart of Trask. Wow. Now done. Down bottom. Engagement happening. Silence is up. Sunstrike. MSS getting low. Hookshot in as well. He falls. He's got no buyback for 71 seconds. Pycat running away. Shikuching as much as possible. Nice. Nice Force Staff coming out from Fata. Continuing to chase down Loda. Very speedy with the Yule Scepter and his phase as well. But now they'll back off. Exorcism going to be on cooldown in just a couple of seconds. Gets fissured actually. But oh, Blink. Nice. Yules is up. BKB. Ice Blast on target. Loda. Lassoed up in Necro. He died to the Invoker. Swap is up on Pots to the low ground. Pycat still doing work. Now the TP. Sunstrike. Not in time. Just barely misses. Loda getting caught out. Aki. Don't man up against Pycat. He does too much damage. Force Step to the low ground. Nice cogs. Get out of there. Echo Slam on Admiral Bulldog. Hand of God. Misery getting low. One more right click will do the job. 3-for-2 trade. Pycat might be able to clean this up. Battery Assault. Lincoln Sphere. Can they take him down? He has time lapse. He's going to back off now. What else can they do against this hero? Cold Snap. Not available. He can invoke it right now. Not sure if it's on cooldown. It doesn't matter. Hookshot. Missing. Pycat. Just off the mark there. Bulldog looking for more, but now he's going to push down mid with that point booster, trying to get to the Aghanim Scepter. MSS up in about 5 seconds, surprisingly enough for somebody that bought back not too long ago. Pycat will continue to farm. They need to kill this man. He's level 21. He's gone pretty much just killing everybody for some period of time. And he's been the main damage dealer, the main source of Sigma's team fights has been Pycat. They just cannot lock him down. A Hex would be super nice for any one of these heroes for Alliance right now. They're just not really close to it yet. Maybe S4 grabs one in a couple hundred gold, but or 1,000, I should say, more likely. So not the best fight going Sigma's way, but they didn't lose all that much either, and they grabbed the kill on Loda as well, who is going to try to get to that heart. The obviously Yule Scepter into the Heart of Trask. Pretty standard build coming out. Roshan, again, a long one. Almost full duration, it looks like. 11 minutes in Alliance. They want that Aegis up. They want to have that on Loda or on S4, on whoever really, and go from there. But Pycat now, it's almost like he's got 2 lives himself with time lapse. There's just no way they can bring him down. They've gotten close, maybe a handful of times even, but Pycat continues to stay tanky and survive. Ice Blast flying through, might hit on both S4 and EGM. No, just misses. Knife 4 stabs away, and the Blink Dagger as well. Pretty good use coming out for Alliance there, so they'll back away now. Pycat and MSS continuing to Now they're trying to control the pace of this game. You've seen Sigma just sit in their base for the longest periods of time, but now they're coming out, and it was actually just Pycat for a while that just kind of split push, but now it's the rest of the team. They've got Firefly, they've got Lasso, they're going to blink. S4 getting caught out, lassoed back, Gemini attack is up. S4, Doom is up, he is going to fall. He has buyback. Godlike streak now going for Pycat with that last hit, and a tier 2 tower potentially as well. Admiral Bulldog ready to initiate. He's got that hook shot. Will he be the one to go? No lasso up anymore. MSS has no more Doom. In fact, they used it on S4 as well. So hook shots in on Pox. They grab 2 in the cogs right now. The Blade Mill as well. Nice silence. A lot of damage. The Sunstrike gonna obliterate both. Nice buyback. Echo Slam going. Loda not dead yet. Still doing work. S4 BKB now looking for Pycat. Still doing work. Swap back. Magic Missile. Can they get him? Yes. He's down for 87 seconds. What about buyback? Does he have it? Absolutely. S4 has to use his, but a good fight going Alliance. And back and forth we go. This game nowhere near completion, at least not yet potentially, with the buyback on Pycat. What about the rest of Sigma? They've got it on the Batrider, not dead. Misery, yes, but he'll be back up in about 25 seconds anyways. MSS in about 30. Same with Pos as well. Roshan about to respawn, but they want to go for this Rax. They want to force out the buyback. No surprise there, and they probably will. The Rax, backdoor protection for now. They need the creep wave coming through the Forge Spirits and the Necro units as well, but they're actually dishing out the damage. The Alacrity as well. They're chewing through this, and in fact now Fortification's gonna go after backdoor protection's done. Pycat will buy back. Blink, Lasso now on EGM. Buyback TP coming in from Pycat. A little too late to the party as the Rax has already fallen. EGM getting fished up. He should fall here and will. Ice Blast might hit on 3. No, only 2 it looks like at the most, and it will just barely connect with both Aki and S4. They back off now. They've accomplished their goal, which was get a set of Rax, but still the game is not over yet. And Sigma have looked very strong up until that last engagement where they didn't have Doom, they didn't have Lasso, they got caught out. Admiral Bulldog with a huge hook shot into the cogs. Very nicely played there. The Crypt Swarm, the Sunstrike, everything to combine up to go Alliance's way. And then they'll lose a couple heroes, and they lose EGM with that Lasso coming out from the Batrider again, but not a big deal. Vada's bots are done. They'll smoke up, maybe look towards Roshan now. Mask of Madness picked up for Fatsa as well, and Alliance aren't posturing for Roche just yet. They should know it's respawn. It's been 11 minutes by now. S4 backing off. He's got Wex up. Only 2 points into it. Max Exhort, so that Sunstrike does some damage, but it looks like Sigma, they want to steal Roshan right from underneath Alliance's noses, and they should be able to grab it here. I mean, Loda, Aki, and everybody else, they're kind of grouping up. Maybe they go for a smoke of their own, but it might be a bit too late with the Desolator. EGM picks up the smoke, but as it stands now, Roche getting low, but not low enough. Firefly up for Fata. Smoke is up as well. They'll wrap. They might spot out Fata with the Invis Rune. They'll know their smoke is broken. They're like, okay, they're around Roche. Fata, we can see the Firefly as well. We know Wave of Terror is going to fly. Silence is up. Will they fight? This Exorcism's going to go. MSS backing out now. Silence up. Hook shot from Admiral Bulldog. Onto 2. Ice Blast coming through. Bulldog getting low. So is MSS. Doom on EGM, but it doesn't matter. A 1-for-1 trade. Hand of God going. Do they take anything? They get the Roshan. Pycat trying to run it. Big Echo from Misery. 1 down, 2 down, 3 down. Aegis was picked up by S4. Buyback from Loda. Pycat still doing work right now. He doesn't have a buyback. S4 is lassoed. Getting caught out. He's dead. They're down for 70 seconds with S4. Pycat doing work. Misery. What an Echo Slam coming out from the Veil was up, ready to go, and boy, did he deliver. Goodness gracious, what a team fight coming out for Sigma. They didn't need MSS. No buybacks, I think, coming out from the side of Sigma. I might be incorrect about that. Obviously, Pycat, he used that in the last team fight, or at least right when they're pushing into the Raxes here. So, about a 4-for-1 trade, I'd say, if you count the Aegis. Loda bought back, so maybe 5-for-1, in fact. Ooh, and he was close to his Reaver at least before, maybe even his Heart, but now not so much. He doesn't have anything on the Courier. He's got his Ghost Scepter ready to go against Pycat. He continues to be a menace at level 23 with 3,000 gold in the bank, a Lincoln to Desolator, and a Heart of Trask. Pycat is very farmed, leading the net worth chart by a big chunk of change, in fact. Loda, he doesn't even want to deal with that. I can understand that scenario, so... With 2,000 gold in the bank for EGM now, he's been on point, but they've really been shutting him down in these last team fights. You see EGM getting picked off first, getting doomed up, or even lassoed to a certain extent, just to make sure he can't swap. They've realized what the problem is in terms of controlling these team fights. It's EGM. Lock him down and go from there. A very close game, 41 minutes in. Time may be a factor. Loda picks up an Ethereal Blade, a shotgun now for the Death Prophet. So he wasn't going for that hard. Like, maybe I originally thought he was. He just wanted that Ethereal Blade to come through. And Vitality Booster, well, just going to be casual. And that's fine. That's crazy that he's got that. Crypt Swarm, going to do a lot of damage. But Exorcism is all physical damage. So that shouldn't really work with that. But I guess it works with Sunstrike and the rest of your team. So it's a good team fight item. It's a good team item in general. And actually, that might be something that they can get to blow up Highcat, or at least make sure he can't do much in a fight. If he's Ghost Sceptered, he can't right-click anybody down, but they've got to break that Linken's first. Admiral Bulldog with, of course, his Aghanim Scepter. Looking at the graphs, 7,500 gold lead for Sigma right now, despite losing a set of racks and a 20,000 experience lead. Items-wise, it's looking pretty close. But you look at Sigma, the items they have, absolutely disgusting items coming out from Highcat and the rest of the team. MSS, what's his next item? Well, he's had that BKB and Shivas for a while. He's been kind of stagnating and sitting close to about half here in the net worth chart. They're going to back off. They're not going to try to push in. There's no Aegis, and maybe wait for the next Roshan, which, well, that'll be a while from now. Again, Alliance might go for another fight. They have a set of racks taken. The set of racks top is exposed. There's no tier 3 here. The bottom one's half health, so... But we've seen what's happened every time they go into an engagement. They get echoed. S4, he's got his BKB, but it's at 7 seconds now already. Anybody else going for BKB? It looks like no. Just actually S4 as of right now, and you'd be surprised because I feel like that Echo Slam is doing so much work. Close game, could go either way. One good team fight coming out from either side could be really the victory they're looking for. In terms of buyback, Highcat has his in 37 seconds. He'll save up for it from now on. And go from there. I mean, his buyback, obviously, Fata buying back is going to be very important. MSS, just any buybacks, really, for any single target, any single hero in this game. Very, very important. This game could easily go 60 minutes long with the way it's been back and forth. An item was just purchased. I believe it was for S4. It was an Assault Cuirass coming out. An item you don't see too often, but armor reduction, very nice to have. Shiva's Guard and Ice Armor. If you have that, we need to get away through that. 25 armor for a Doom. Who's already inherently tanky. Highcat, he's at 13. That's pretty good. They'll TP back home. They'll take the, I think, bottom tier 2 tower just fell as Highcat gets the last hit on it. Yeah, that was the last tier 2 tower. Finally goes down as Alliance have been trying to defend it for their lives. But eventually, all good things must come to an end, including tier 2 towers. So, the Chen, level 14, almost level 3 Hand of God. Aki in that last fight, well, one of the last fights. Ice Blasts have been hindering his progress to be able to use his Hand of God and mech, but I think the last fight he was okay in doing so at the Roche Pit, but the Echo Slam came through from Misery and just is tremendous to deal with. Now that he's got level 13 plus Veil, oh goodness, but a lot of shotguns coming through. Ethereal Blades on 2 heroes. Maybe Diffuse. The Ghost Scepter's so nice at that. I think it works with the lasso. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe the Ice Blast as well? There's a couple of interactions I'm not 100% sure on, but hold that thought. Potts getting caught out. Nice 4-step Sunstrike connected. Flame Break pushing Admiral Bulldog back. He's got his hook ready to go in 5. He's backing off now. Looks like Highcat wants to fight here. The rest of Alliance getting kind of close. They're ready to go. Wave of Terror on the high ground. Blink away from Misery. Doesn't want to go to the high ground and fight that. Initiating into bad initiation, but Admiral Bulldog, nice hook shot. Unfortunately, not able to connect on Paz. With a great 4-staff to push him out of the cogs and a Flame Break to make sure that Bulldog can't get any closer. There's nothing much they can do there. So even when Alliance get close to a pick-off, it's just not working out. Maybe they try to go for another set of racks here. No Aegis, a couple of buybacks going through. The entire Radiant team have theirs. Loda's the only one to have his on Alliance, and he just got it. He gets Ice Blasted. He's probably okay with that. Long duration, though, with that Aghanim Scepter. Paz is sitting at, what, level 16 now? So, yeah, the supports now have level 16 ultimates. If we look at the supports, as you can see, for pretty much everybody's everybody's above level 16 for Sigma right now, which is insane thinking about it. 13 for the Clockwork, 14 for the Chen, and 15 for EGM. They've been kind of 5-manning for so long that it seems like they just cannot get the levels for their ultimates. Even Bulldog's level 13, which is rough for someone who had solo safe lane experience and has been a pretty big factor this game. Assault Cuirass, like we talked about for the Invoker. 1,700 gold in the bank. Buyback is going to be saved up for him next, and he's just about got in about 96 gold, as you can see. And the rest of Alliance, though, they do not. And one bad team fight, Sigma. There's only 2 with buyback right now. If Sigma can take something, they've got it going their way with all of the buybacks available as well. Everyone playing so passively, so defensively, no one wanting to get caught out of position, no one wanting to die, unsurprisingly. And a game that was about 6-4 at about 25 or 30 minutes in has jumped up significantly since then. A lot of action, a couple of, I'd say, you know, lulls here and there, but for the most part, it's a lot of fighting. Pycat now with a Manta style, so that's just another item in the bank for him. He's also max level at level 25. And everyone except for Pasa's buyback, who is only 268 gold away, which is about 2 or so creep waves. Or maybe 3 creep camps or so. Maybe even 2. Admiral Bulldog looking to initiate with hookshot. He's ready to fly. Ice Blast is going to go MSS. Gonna just make it out in time. Bulldog not using his flare to scout things out, not hooking in. They couldn't find him, so Alliance continuing to group up. Roshan, this time a short one. It looks like it's about to respawn. Just about an I'd say 8.5 minute Roche timer coming through finally, after pretty much all of them have been very, very long Roche respawns. That's the RNG factor, ladies and gentlemen. Happens every game now with that last change, not last patch. 2,000 gold up for the Invoker. Like we talked about, buyback is probably his first and foremost thing to keep in the front of his mind. His next item, though, I'm not quite sure. Maybe bots at this point. Just to push down a lane if you maybe get a team fight win. Fatsa's actually almost 6-slotted on a Bat Rider. In fact, he's got a gem, and really, he kind of is in his own right. He's actually just trying to get map control right now because of this gem, and this is a huge pickup coming out for Sigma. They need to not be scared outside of their base, and one way to do that is to make sure they've got complete map control. With Fatsa on the Bat Rider, he could just head to the jungle, scout things out, make sure that he knows there's no wards around. They'll find this one pretty soon. It was actually just placed, I'm not sure by who. Looks like it was Aki placing it down not too long ago. Loda's down bottom, he gets ice blasted, he'll have to get pushed back as the wave takes some damage, but the Illusions, they're going to scout out Roche. They know what's up. We'll see if they ping it and head that way. Looks like no, they want to go top his Pycat. Maybe on the receiving end of some damage here. Fata, Firefly, Lasso, EGM in trouble right now, getting caught out. Nobody coming in to help just yet. In some trouble, gonna go Scepter, Shotgun, Magic Missile, doing a bit of damage, but not much. Fisher, EGM, gonna fall. That's a nice pick coming out for Sigma. Pycat grabbing the kill. Loda nowhere near the engagement with his other Ethereal Blade to maybe help in that situation. Maybe now they try to take Roshan. EGM, no buyback. Like I said, the only 2 to have it. Alliance is Loda and S4 on their side. 5,000 gold for Fata. He's got to build something soon. Maybe even a new BKB because he's got only a 5-second duration left. Admiral Bulldog, fissured up. Cold Feet not flying. Nice force to the high ground. Pycat gets forced as well. Dagon's up. They're going to go Dagon. They're going to go Ghost Scepter Dagon. Maybe hook shot away coming out from Admiral Bulldog. They're still chasing. They want more. Ice Blast is going to fly. It's going to just barely miss on S4. Pycat trying to do work. He'll throw up the Swarm real quick. The Gemini attack as well. Doing some damage. They'll back off to Roshan now, I'd imagine. But they have to defend their tier 4s as the mid lane is pushing in. I wonder if Pycat can solo this at this point. I think he probably can. He's going to get Sunstrike, though, so they know what's happening. He'll back off now. And midway for MSS, who's actually brought a creep wave with him. So, put that away, MSS. You don't need that. Come on. Alright, so now, somebody, yeah, with the Dagon purchase, Loda now doesn't have buyback for another 300 gold or so. Still, they're actually not too far behind. I mean, they have the second and third most net worth, only by a bit in comparison to the Bat Rider, and then Pykat's just on another level. And more I see of Pycat, the more impressed I am in these past couple of days and just how much he's able to carry. He's died twice this entire game. That's a pretty good stat line. Paz as well, impressively enough. The support Ancient Apparition, 2 deaths to his name. It's that 4-staff coming into play. 4-staff gaming. Hashtag. We're entering the 50-minute mark. And once again, Roshan, Aegis, Cheese this time around. I think it was Cheese last time as well, but Alliance ready to go. Do they have a smoke up? Might be on EGM. No. They can bring one on the courier if they want to. But Firefly now up, the king of the Roche Pit. Bat Rider making sure he's got everything spotted here. He's going to try to Firefly this wave, push it back as much as possible. There's the smoke coming through. Here we go. Bulldog, look for his initiation. He should be the one to go. Loda's wrapping around on the other side. Silence, hookshot, and Cogs are going to go. Only hitting on one this time. MSS, BKB. Now, Yule's up into the air. Is Loda. Ice Blast only connecting on a few. There goes the last of Loda getting brought to the low ground. Aki trying to do what he can. Maybe sends it back. Paz grabs a kill. That'll be on EGM. Bat Rider goes down. He'll buy back. They're still chasing S4. BKB still up, ready to go. Admiral Bulldog in the pit, ready to hookshot. Now the Desolator damage doing some work. Now he gets Pos. Nice 4-step out. Tornado goes. Echo Slam for Misery. The Fisher. This is what cleans them up. They're all going down. Buybacks out from Loda and S4. Admiral Bulldog just hoofing it away right now. Walking back to base. And every single time. Every time without fail. This time without a Veil of Discord. Earthshaker. The Echo Slam. You cannot count it out. Pycat. This should be his Aegis or Cheese or whatever. MSS will help out as well. Fata, who's going to grab the Aegis? Who's going to grab the Cheese? Pycat. Looks like he'll take the Cheese? Yes, okay. Doom goes for the Aegis. MSS picking it up. And that last fight didn't even use the Doom. Fata bought back as well. He used the lasso to pull Loda to the low ground. It's up again, mind you. And there's only so much punishment you can take as Alliance before you're getting in a rough spot here. They still have the Rexes, so they still have a shot at this game, obviously, but the more and more you look at it, the more you're like, how do they win a fight? They can't seem to win one. Now with 15,000 gold lead going to Sigma and 25,000 experience going to Sigma as well, which is a lot. You're looking at a pretty big deficit. And Alliance having to use their buybacks. Nobody should have it for them. They're all down. The closest, Admiral Bulldog, at about 200 and some odd gold away. Sigma, they've got all of theirs except for Fata. The gym's just been sitting there. I guess no one cares about it. 53 minutes in, now with an Aegis and Cheese up on Sigma's side. At what point do you say, let's go for a push? And when do you say, it's time to fight? Are they waiting for items? I'm not sure what they would be waiting for. 4-second duration BKB for Fata. Getting kind of low at this point. 10-second for MSS. Looks like he just bought that. He just bought a new BKB. So now he also still does have buyback despite having that new BKB. Paz, now he's got a Dagon as well with all the other stuff that he's got in tow. Bots on a couple of these heroes. You're looking at Alliance, they've been stuck kind of at that Dagon 1 / Ethereal Blade for a while here. Loda? Oof. Very aggressive play to be out that far. This mid lane has been annoying Pycat. He's been sitting here for some time pushing out the Mega Creeps and trying to do what he can. With 54 minutes in, the Tier 3 might be the next choice. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is, of course, the WPC Ace. It's the tiebreaker to see who gets to Shanghai, China. This game followed up. Oh, hold that thought. Pycat getting caught out. He has Cheese taking a lot of damage. Will they bring him down? They do. They focus him somehow. He has buyback, mind you, but that's a huge pickup. The Deafening Blast came through. Everything to lock him down. The Magic Missile. They finally got a kill on Pycat after 30 minutes or so where they just couldn't bring him down.
Grace to you.
So now he's down for 90 seconds or until he buys back, which who knows when that'll be. Alliance, they have a pretty big wave down bottom. They can maybe head down there and go for that set of racks or at least go for the buyback. Just force it out. They might even go for the fight altogether, but if they lose that fight, then maybe it becomes GG very, very soon. Because there are no buybacks for anybody except for Admiral Bulldog. But now they are going to head down here. Sigma, they'll be ready. The buyback up, ready to go. He's got Cheese. He could time lapse, but he really wouldn't be in the right place unless we wanted to go for that Rax, which would be very interesting. Oh no. We've seen this kind of thing before. And every time it ends up poorly for the team against it. That's a Refresher Orb for Misery right now. He's going to be slamming here in a second. Unless they catch him out. He has buyback. So even if they do catch him out, he can just jump right back into the fray with his blink. There they go. Exorcism from Loda. They want to force this buyback out, but by this time, 20 seconds now for the Weaver to get back up. They can't even force the buyback out. Nice Fisher block coming in. Loda's just going to walk to the high ground. He's not even afraid at this point. It seems like Fortification's going to go. The Necro 3s are going to get thrown down. Here comes Doom with the Scorched Earth. Going to try to maybe fight. MSS, he's got that Doom ready to go. Blink, no. Can't get Aki. They send him back home. They sent Loda back. What else can they grab? Aki's last stood up right now. EGM says leave him be. Tornado's going to fly. Aki's not dead yet, but about to fall. Nice mech going, but that's about it. He has to use the Hand of God.
Radiant's bottom barracks are
The ranged racks taking damage from this Necro Warrior. Pycat's going to clean it up, however. The Siege Creep's doing work as well. So Loda getting sent back. Aki the only casualty for Alliance. And the 57-minute marathon continues onwards. $20,000 gold for Sigma. 30,000 experience. A butterfly for Weaver. Buyback in 429. Farm that real quick. Have enough money for buyback. I think he gave cheese to somebody else. Or he used it. Okay, cheese is gone. Good to know. So he's 6-slotted. That's it. 6-slotted Weaver up in this game right now. Fox is pretty close to 6-slotted as well. I mean, yeah, he's got it. For all intents and purposes. New BKB is the next item choice. Still no buyback for a while. 1,400 gold for him. Bots coming in, though, and they're going to try to push top. Bots are going to go through. They want to try to catch somebody out. They're going to catch out Admiral Bulldog. The last is up. He does have buyback, but he is going to fall first and foremost. The Enchant Totem coming through. No. The Centaur Conqueror War Stomp, which now Doom has picked that up, actually, at this stage in the game. They say, no Alpha Wolf. We just want the stun. Now they'll pressure top. The problem here is I feel as if they try to commit to a push, Alliance are going to go straight down mid and look for a set of Raxes here, and it seems that Sigma know this, and this has maybe been the problem the entire time. Doom's Aegis pretty much gone. 3 seconds, about to wear off. Buyback only not available for Fata. It seems like Alliance can't choose what to do here. They can't figure it out. Now Pycat and Fata, they're roaming around. They're looking for somebody. They might find EGM. He's got no blink. Blink. There's the Fisher, there's the Enchant, there's the Centaur Stomp. The Pycat damage is very real. MSS providing the kill, the last hit going his way. Creep Wave still getting pressured and pushed out now. Posse's just like, these Necro units. The range! Almost there! The cold feet! Oh my god, 7 HP for that ranged Rax. It will just blow over with a strong gusty wind. And that'll be a ranged Rax down. That's pretty big for Alliance, because at this point, if you're following logic, you see a 20,000 gold lead going the way of a team and a 30,000 experience lead, you say, okay, maybe it's going to be tough to win. Loda, shotgun's up right now, trying to not get... Oh, he got echoed, though. Force out. Aki, Hex is up. Lasso now on S4. They use, of course, the Hand of God. Refresher is used for Misery. S4, Doom is up. He's down. He'll have to buy back. He just got that 2. Now the tier 3 is about to fall. It looks like Sigma, they want this game. Chen down for 50 some odd seconds. EGM about to get back into it. Pycat looking to try to take this range Rax. Look at the damage he's doing. There's no creep wave. The backdoor protection doesn't even matter. Hook shot misses. There's the exorcism. Loda hexed up, forced away. BKB now going for a couple of heroes. EGM gets blown out. Dunzo, McDunzo. Now Pycat up in the cogs here, working on Loda. Now he's going down. He's getting low. He has buyback. He's ready to go in a second. Not buying back just yet. Vaxa looking for Loda. Does he have the lasso? No, not for a couple seconds. S4 goes down for 106. Loda still going, still alive. Fata Yule's up, trying to stay alive. Silence. Hook shot coming in from Bulldog. They want Fata. Are they going to find him? It looks like no. Fata barely in the tree surviving. Can blink away. No! Bulldog gets there. The flame break. The hex too late. Bulldog gets the kill, but they've already lost a set of racks. They're about to lose 2. S4 is not alive. MSS gets shotgun. Buybacks coming through from pretty much every hero. They'll bots in just a couple of seconds. MSS and Pycat looking to secure the game. They want the tier 3. They want the racks. They want everything. Pycat chasing down Loda. Look at the damage. Aki's got to back off. Blink lasso coming through again from Fata. Loda's down. Loda, no buyback available. Chen getting pushed back. The mech not keeping him alive. That's gotta be it. Mega Creeps are gonna come out. And after a 61-minute game, Bulldog still trying to fight. He's got the blade mill going, but he's about to go down. That's 4 dead. Almost a team wipe. He'll buy back. Shotgun on Potts. Magic missile goes. Pycat. They're trying to draw this out as long as possible. No surprise there. EGM takes the Fisher. The Enchant Totem. Now, you look at it. Clockwork ready to go back to work, but he is alone. Can he defend as long as possible by himself? It looks like no. GG about to come out after so many buybacks. Nice hook shot in, but he's doomed up. Bulldog's gonna fall. That'll be a team wipe. Sigma get back into it. They lose a set of racks. They say no, we're not done yet. Let's get Pycat 6 slotted and let's go to work. And boy did they. Some big plays in this game. Absolutely fantastic coming out from both Alliance and Sigma. What a game that it's been thus far. For all of you viewing, a 61-minute one in the books. But we are not done yet. We've got one more to come. It's the last of the night. Can Empire take down Alliance and secure a spot to Shanghai? Can Alliance even it up? We'll see. We'll take a quick commercial break, guys. My name is Mott, casting here on Beyond the Summit 2. You can follow me at twitter.com/MottDoy2. I'm going to take a couple of drinks of water here real quick and get ready to go again. Thanks for sticking around, guys. I'll be right back.